Hey girl, hey. All right, so counting down. I cannot believe that I am literally 2 weeks away from my last day of work. I'm going to be making some juice. Got some celery, green apple, cucumber, and some lemon. I totally forgot my ginger, but it's okay. So today, something pretty awesome happened. I bought a MacBook Air. Tell you why that's important, because I've never bought a MacBook. I've never owned a MacBook. I will admit I have been a PC girl, but we are in the season of upgrading my life. This is where I am. I am just ushering in space for the best relationships, the best life, the best nervous system, the best clarity, and all the choices that I'm making as I'm closing out chapters, embracing this new chapter, is about making space. It's about leveling up. It's about surrendering. It's about allowing certain experiences to be present in my life. And one of the experiences I'm allowing is permission to experience luxury a little bit more. It is doing things to me in the best way, It's so funny because when I was younger, my grandfather would always tell me, girl, I don't think you're going to get married, but if you do, you better make sure that's a rich motherfucker, because your ass likes spending money. And it's like, Papa, what are you talking about? No. He was right about so many things, but he was definitely right. I used to pride myself on not being materialistic and not wanting a lot of things. And I think that ended up kind of translating into me denying myself certain experiences. And whether that was physical experiences, whether that was relational experiences, there's something that happens when you cut yourself off mentally, or you make an agreement about something not mattering to you. At least for me, my brain goes, so, okay, well, if that doesn't matter, then don't consider it. When in actuality, some of those things that I didn't consider were things that I wanted to experience. And not from a place of materialism to where I devalue what I have, but it's just about wanting something different. You know what I mean? I don't put value in what I have or who I am based off of what I have. However, there's just certain things you want to be able to experience that's nice, and there's nothing wrong with that. So part of the bliss that I'm allowing myself to experience is luxury and comfort and expansion and embracing prosperity. I am that person that by chance I just like the expensive things. Even though I don't buy them, I still like them. Or I like the expensive restaurant. Even if I'm like, yeah, it's not important to go there. I am going to be, or I am working on not convincing myself that something is not important or something that exists is not something that I want. And if I want something, I want something. And it's okay to just acknowledge that, you know. The only way people obtain what they really, really want is to make space for it and acknowledge in reality that it's something that they want. If you constantly deny it, then it's almost like you're rejecting it, you know? And so I want luxury. I want ease. I want fine things. I want luxurious experiences. I want help. I want support. I want abundance. I want abundance of peace. I want abundance of love. I want an abundance of assets that I can take care of, because that's something that's really important. When you call in what you want, you also have to call in the wisdom and the skill set to be able to be a steward over it, you know. There's nothing that I want so much that I would take it just because I want it. You know, I always want to be able to steward what I have. I want to be able to take care of what I have really well, because it's easy to get something, but it's not always easy to take care of it, you know. That's people, that's possessions, that's opportunities, that's roles. So I'm not in a rush to obtain any desire of my heart. However, I hold space for the possibility to receive the desires of my heart, as well as the capacity to steward them and take care of them as well. And that's part of the beauty of this rest season, is being able to slow down. What I find as when I am moving really slow, it's easier to let things fall through the cracks, you know. There's definitely quite a bit of things that have fell through the cracks while I was going through school, you know, and understandably so, because your attention can only be so many places. And for me and my brain and the way my hyperfixation works, what I'm focused on is what I'm focused on, and other things will surely fall to the wayside. And unfortunately, in this last season, that has also included some aspects of my health. I mean, I'm probably great at things more than the average person, but for my own standards, you know, slipping. So like right now, it's 6:30 and I'm juicing. You know when I typically would juice? In the morning. I typically would have my juice ready by 7:30 a.m. so that I could have it throughout the whole day. Now, I had an intention to juice this morning. Actually, I had an intention to juice yesterday, but I didn't. I was tired. And this is also burnout, right? Like me wanting to do things and then me just having challenges with energy. The reason that I'm juicing now is because I was so thirsty. I drank my last bottle of water this morning and I was just like, oh my God, I'm so thirsty. Well, if I make my green drink, that will help all my thirst, because, you know, eat your water or consume the produce that has a high water content, and it will definitely quench your thirst. So that's where the celery and the cucumbers come in. But I got really busy with work and I just kept going. And that's kind of part of like the challenge with this last season. I've always been I'm going to put my food and health before work kind of person. And I think that the burnout messed up my appetite so bad that there's just so many days where I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot to eat, or my hunger cues weren't really there, or they were there and I was just so exhausted. And I'm not really like a fast food person. So if I don't eat, if I don't have food to cook, or if I do have food to cook and I'm just exhausted, I might just go and not eat. Not the best, but it's just the reality. You know what I mean? And I'm grateful to be able to get back to a place to be able to just take care of my basic needs again. Because juicing is very important to me. Before, let's say the last 6 to 7 months, I'm used to juicing like 3 to 4 times a week. And it's so great for your energy. It's so great for metabolism. It's so great for cognition. So great for the skin, for the digestive system. And so for me, I definitely can tell a difference when I don't have juice versus when I do. Traveling the last week, basically, I didn't have any juice. And not that I was like tired, but like I could tell the difference in my energy level. My tummy was kind of bloated. And I'm used to this helping things, you know. All right, so we're done. All of our cut up produce. I have my juicer. It's too loud. I'm going to go put this in there and then I'll come back. Blessings to each other. Blessings to each other. For abundance, blessings, prosperity, joy. For good health, abundance, blessings, prosperity, joy. Abundance, blessing, prosperity, joy. Abundance, prosperity, blessing, and joy. Abundance, prosperity, blessing, and joy. Okay, y'all. So this is the final bit of juice we have. I just like to put it in the quart. Sometimes I do put it in these glass bottles. So I'll probably put some in there tomorrow because I will be doing some driving. But right now, this is what's going on. I'm in a let's limit groceries, not groceries, well, let's limit dishes. So, handy dandy cup. Tell you, only thing missing is my ginger. So we're gonna sip and talk a little bit. I had an epiphany today as I was talking to one of my friends. See, I made this channel because I've had a couple of friends say, oh, make sure you vlog your travels. I want to live vicariously through you. And I was like, okay, well, that's a YouTube channel. And at first I was going to make it private. But then I got excited, as my neurospicy brain does. And I started getting all these ideas like, oh my gosh, I could turn into a content creator. And I can use this as a setup for or prepare me for my National Geographic Explorer journey. And even though it's been 2 weeks essentially, I am in the place of like, no, just record like you talking to yourself, record like you talking to your girlfriends, because at the end of the day, this is for my friends. So, hey girl, hey, I know you, you know me. And if I get more friends, more girlfriends along the way, I'm okay with that. I needed to come back to that place of thinking about, well, what was the intention of this? So that I would pull back any type of expectation from myself, right? If I am going into a season of rest and restoration, taking on anything that is goal oriented, that's timeline, bound, is not the focus. It's not the focus. It is levity. It is ease. It is joy. It's play. So it's just like, girl, you and me, we just about to be having a conversation. And that's really all. Like, that's what we about to do. Having a conversation about the fact that I made some juice at fucking 6:30 p.m. and I'm drinking it now. Now, this is the thing with this. Green juice, very rejuvenating, but also because of the water content of the celery and the cucumber, it will have you using the bathroom, just urinating, right? So it's also like a good flush, but you don't want to be flushing this late. But, I want it. So I want it. I'm going to make it. I got it. I'm going to have it. I also have a thing of like not eating past 7, but I didn't really eat today. So we got some things going on. So I just made some rice. I went to Costco because that's where I got my MacBook Air. And they had lamb shanks. They had lamb shanks in the refrigerated section. So I bought those. So those are on the stove right now. They have about 5 more minutes. But yeah, girl, life is crazy. Life is crazy. And then it's not. And when it's not, be grounded in the fact that it's grounded. And even sometimes if it's crazy, you want to try to be grounded as well, But right now, life is like really, really good. And I am riding this wave because everything ebbs and flows. Everything ebbs and flows. I do want to share, I think I shared this yesterday. So this is my second day putting this on. My outfit, wear, repeater. Clearly, they're my clothes. I got this from Shein for my trip. I'm going to this little blue city when I'm in Morocco, and I wanted something white and or blue and white to wear. And so I ended up finding this. I was like, oh, and I don't do fast fashion. I don't do Shein, Pretty Little Things, Temu. I've ordered maybe like less than 10 things from these places in my life. I prefer to just go to regular stores and get stuff because there's so many ethical things connected to these companies. And then I feel like I just read something about they have certain chemicals in their clothes that can be like cancer causing or some illness causing. I don't want no part of it. However, I did get this. So I love it a lot. It's really cute. And it has like a little back situation. You know, I like having nice, loose clothes. These are the type of things I want to make, okay? When I get back from my sabbatical, I will be learning to sew. And this is the kind of stuff that I want to make. So the rest of the night, I am going to eat. And, you know, I think I want to paint a little bit or color. I got this really cute coloring book one of my friends got me. You know what? I think I want to do a video sharing like some of the gifts that I've gotten. One of them has been flowers, so I will just share a picture. But I really appreciate that my friends know me. It just... oh, that's just going to be a whole nother movie. That's going to be a whole nother vlog. Anywho, girl, I'm about to get ready to eat because she's hungry. And you know what I'm about to watch? You, Me, and Tuscany for the second time in 2 days because I bought that shit on Amazon Prime. And it brings me joy, and that is bliss. So today's bliss was making my juice, getting this lamb, getting my Apple, what's that called? My MacBook. That's my bliss. Every day is something. It's something every day. And I love that for me. This is where we at, girl.